Obinna got married to Yemisi in a private traditional marriage ceremony, which was held in Yemisi's father's compound. Yemisi, a beautiful and hardworking lady, was a banker, while Obinna was a wealthy and popular business tycoon in Enugu. Obinna's mother, Nneka, who was a widow, never approved of Yemisi from the start because she was from the Yoruba tribe. But she reluctantly agreed because she wanted Obinna to settle down fast and give her grandchildren. Barely 3 weeks after their traditional marriage, Nneka showed up at their doorstep, unannounced, with 2 big bags. She moved in to live with them permanently, and Yemisi wondered why. At first, she pretended, playing the loving mother-in-law. She smiled at Yemisi often and praised her for being able to win the heart of her only son. "Shebi is not small thing to catch a fine bobo like my son, oh," she would say, winking as if she had caught a thief. Then Yemisi resumed work after 1 month break, and Nneka changed towards her immediately. Yemisi left home for work very early and returned late in the evening, tired and exhausted. She tried as much as she could to keep up with her home. On Saturdays, she did the laundry and prepared different meals which she stocked up in the freezer for the new week. Throughout the week, she would heat up the food and serve Nneka and her husband. Nneka began to complain, saying that she preferred freshly prepared food. Is it ice block you want to be feeding me and my son?" Nneka shouted. "Am I a refrigerator spirit? How can a married woman be so busy to prepare fresh meals for her husband?" Nneka challenged Yemisi one night when she was setting the table for dinner with the food she had just heated. "Mama, but you know the nature of my job will not allow me prepare food every day. Besides, my husband is not complaining," Yemisi replied her calmly. Nneka became angry. "Not complaining, eh? That is because he is managing like a man trekking with tight shoe." She yelled at her and called her many terrible names. "You are nothing but a cheap harlot who go about sleeping with clients so they could bank with you," she fumed. Yemisi was surprised at her outburst and she was hurt. She quietly walked into their room and didn't come out nor have dinner again that night. When Obinna came out to eat, he met his mother at the dining table crying. She sniffed dramatically like someone rehearsing for Nollywood audition. "My son, your wife wants to finish me, oh," she wailed. When he asked her what was wrong and why she was crying, she said Yemisi had insulted her simply because she told her to create more time for her husband. "You know Yemisi is always so busy with work, she barely has time for you. I only told her that a woman who truly loves her husband would put him first. There was nothing she didn't compare me with. She insulted me and even my late husband, your father," Nneka explained in tears. Obinna couldn't bear to see his mother in tears like that. He became very upset. He stormed back into the room and began to yell at his wife. "You have no idea what my mother means to me, do you? If that is the way you insult your own mother, that is your family's problem. Do not ever insult my mother again, else you would see the other side of me," he said with rage. Yemisi tried to explain what exactly happened, but Obinna refused to listen. He stormed out of the room, picked his car keys and left the house that night, ignoring the food on the dining table. He went to a nearby restaurant and ate, after which he returned home. He spent the night in the guest room that night, leaving Yemisi alone in the room they both shared. Yemisi couldn't sleep that night. She cried all through. She knew she didn't insult her mother-in-law, and she felt so bad that her husband took sides with his mother without hearing from her first. For peace sake, Yemisi went down on her knees to apologize to Nneka the next day. She also begged her husband to forgive her. Nneka was happy and she forgave Yemisi, smiling like someone who just won Battle of the Century. But it didn't stop there. Nneka made sure Yemisi's every move was monitored. She criticized her cooking, mocked her fashion choices, and even made sarcastic comments about her career. Banker, if they dash you money today, you will still go to work tomorrow. You like stress too much, she hissed. Slowly, Nneka twisted Ogina's perception of his wife. Yemisi, who had always prided herself on being able to handle anything life threw at her, soon found herself questioning everything she did. One Saturday morning, after a particularly nasty confrontation where Nneka accused Yemisi of not being a submissive and humble wife, the tension became unbearable. "You are walking around the house like Madam Governor. Where is humility? Bring it out, let me see." Yemisi was tired of the constant sabotage. She confronted Obinna for the first time. "Why are you letting your mother treat me like this? I thought we were partners. I thought you were supposed to protect me. You take sides with your mother without even hearing from me. That is so unfair," she said, her voice trembling. Obinna simply told her to respect his mother. "Do whatever my mother tells you to do and peace will reign." He walked away like a man who just dropped presidential decree. Yemisi did her best afterwards, but her efforts yielded no results. A few weeks later, a day after their first-year wedding anniversary, Nneka planted the final seed that would lead to the unraveling of the marriage. She called Obinna to her room. "It has been 1 year since you got married and your wife is yet to conceive. I am sure it is because she works too much and hardly finds time to rest. Ask her to resign from her job and become a full-time wife. That will help her rest well and conceive. I want grandchildren," she said, almost in tears. Obinna consoled his mother and thanked her. "I would do as you said, Mama," he assured her. When his wife returned that evening, after dinner, Obinna asked her to resign. "You know you really don't need to work. I am wealthy enough to take care of you. Resign and become a full-time wife. I will place you on a monthly income if that is what you want," Obinna told her. "I'm sorry, my love, but I can't resign from my job. I love and enjoy what I do. I have built my career to a point of no return. It's not just about the money. It's about the passion and satisfaction of doing what I love," Yemisi replied softly. Obinna tried to convince her that it was for their good. When she gently insisted, Obinna became angry immediately. "So you choose ATM card over me?" he shouted. "Choose between me and the job." He stopped eating her food and his mother began to prepare his meals. Nneka would pass by Yemisi dramatically and say, "When Madam Banker finishes working, she should come and join us." 2 weeks later, Yemisi drove in from work and met her luggage outside the house with a written note on one of the bags. It read, "I cannot be married to a woman who is not submissive and does not respect me as her husband and even my mother." Yemisi tried to open the door, but it was locked. She rang the bell several times. Nothing. She called her husband's lines repeatedly. She could hear the phone ringing inside the house. Obinna ignored all her calls. She tearfully began to pack her bags into her car. When she was done, she drove out of the compound and never went back. Yemisi's family tried to intervene, but Nneka, doing all the talking, while Obinna sat like a scared schoolboy, said her son was no longer interested in their daughter and would want to take back the bride price.